Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're gonna do a first impression of some really super expensive makeup from Givenchy Beauty. I have 4 new items from Givenchy Beauty to test out today: a powder, 2 eyeshadow palettes, and a lipstick. And before we get into the products at all, just wanna let you guys know these were sent to me from Octoly for review purposes, so I did not purchase these. However, you're gonna see how they work, so it's about as honest as it gets. Before we start applying things to my face, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on all the different products we'll be testing, and then we'll see if they are worth their ginormous price tags. I just checked, all of these items are available on Sephora's website, and they all have really fancy French names that I cannot pronounce. So I'll make sure I put everything up on the screen so that you can see the full name of the product, but I'm just gonna butcher it. I don't speak French, so I'm just gonna save you the pain of having to hear me stumble through pronunciation, and I'll put it on the screen for you. First up, we have this Radiance powder. It is like 4 different pastel shades and they mix together through the sifter. This powder retails for $55. I have never in my life purchased a $55 powder. Hopefully this is like the best powder ever. It does say that it's a matte finish, which makes me a little nervous because I have dry skin and my skin has been super dry lately. I feel like it looks incredibly dry today, so probably not the best day to test powder, but we're gonna see how this works on some dry skin today. I have 2 different eyeshadow palettes here. The first is the Super Stellar palette, and it's little teeny tiny, as you can tell. It only has 3 shades in it. The inside of this palette is incredibly cute. And this eyeshadow palette, I feel silly calling it a palette because it's a trio, retails for $63. Yikes. Next, we have the Shimmering Nudes palette, and this one seems like a steal compared to the Super Stellar palette because this one has 6 shades and it retails for $65. The packaging is really pretty. It does have a super nice mirror in here. Strangely enough, it comes with sponge tip applicators. This does look like a really nice wearable palette, so hopefully this is just the best eyeshadow ever because these are definitely shades that I think I'll enjoy. The very last thing we're gonna test is this vinyl lipstick, and this is kind of like a top coat for your lips, and it's supposed to darken your lip color. This lipstick retails for $34, and again, it is available on Sephora's website. All right, now we've got all the info out of the way. Let's go ahead and test these products. I do have on foundation, concealer, and brows, but I don't have on any powder, blush, or eyeshadow, mascara, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and apply this powder. I'm a little bit nervous. It does come with a puff, but let's be realistic. I never use a puff. I always use a fluffy brush. So that's what I'm gonna use to put this powder all over my face. Okay, I just applied the powder. I was really expecting it to make my skin look way too matte and chalky, but I think it actually looks pretty decent. This powder does have a very perfumey scent to it. I actually don't have any Givenchy perfumes, so I don't know. Maybe this is scented like one of their fragrances. I really can't say for sure, but it does smell very perfumey. Before we move on to the eyeshadow, I'm just gonna put on a little bit of bronzer and blush so that the face looks normal again, and then we'll get into the eyeshadow palettes. Before I apply my eyeshadow, I'm going to use my MAC Painterly Paint Pot to prime my eyes, just like I always do. There's no matte white or cream colored shadows in either one of these little palettes, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of the setting powder, the face powder, to set my eyelids. gonna start off with a transition shade, and I'm gonna use this kind of light peachy color in the crease, and I have no idea what my plan is, so we're just gonna roll with it. It looks like there's nothing on my eye. There's nothing there. Okay, that looks like literally nothing on my eye, so let's go ahead and try this kind of brighter pink shade from the Super Stellar palette and see if we can get any pigmentation. It's a little bit better. I'm gonna take this kind of warm chocolatey brown and put a little bit of that on the outer corner of my eye. See if we can get it to show up. Is this a joke? I mean, am I insane? Like, this eyeshadow is not applying to my eye. Guys, it's not very good. It's really not going well so far. It's really not. We're gonna try a little bit of this really shimmery brown, and it looks so pretty. I just want it to be actually pretty on my eyes. Is that too much to ask? I mean, is it just me? Like, can you see that on my eye? I don't understand. I know how to put on eyeshadow. Why is this happening? Okay, I have finished my eyeshadow. It took me probably about 20 minutes to get to something that I'm semi-happy with. In the meantime, my camera overheated and shut off, so you get to miss out on all of that experience. But I'll just kind of let you know what I did. I found that it was better to apply the shimmer shades directly to my lid with my fingers. I should have just used the sponge tip applicators that they put in the palette, but I never use those, so there you have it. I used this kind of brassy gold color and I applied that all over with my finger, and then I went back with the darker shimmer and I put that, again, using my fingertip right on the outer corner of my eyes and kind of blended that together using my fingers. Then I took the chocolatey brown matte shade that we were using on the outer corner of the eye that didn't show up, and I applied that just a little bit under my lower lash line, and I mixed the really icy bright white in this palette with this more like kind of gold flecked white for the inner corners of my eyes. The shimmer shadows in these palettes are really glittery. I did experience a good amount of fallout, and I just cleaned that up with my powder brush. Then I curled my lashes and I put on some of my Pure Fully Charged mascara. So I'll show you a close-up of the completed eye look. I did touch up my lipstick a little bit since the top coat that we're using is supposed to interact with another lip color. So what I'm wearing is from the Charlotte Tilbury little lipstick charm set from the holidays, and this is the shade Very Victoria. Now I'm just going to apply the vinyl lipstick top coat, and we'll see if it changes the color at all. Definitely made it shinier. I just have it on my bottom lip now. What do you think? Does the color look any different? Maybe a little more like blue toned purpley looking. This has some sort of like fruity scent to it, but I can't tell what it is. It's kind of like a tropical fruity smell. It's not unpleasant. It actually smells good, better than the powder, that's for sure. Now that it's been on there for a minute, I do think it looks a little bit like it's deepened up my lip color. I don't know, what do you think? It feels nice, it feels like slippy but not sticky. It's definitely something that would have to be reapplied. It does not feel tingly. I don't think it's supposed to be a lip plump or anything. Kind of feels like a gloss on top. So as usual for my first impression videos, at the end I kind of run through the things that I tested and give you my final thoughts. This powder, it's okay. It's not worth $55 in my opinion. Maybe if you have oily skin, it could be some kind of miracle worker for you, but for me, it's just a powder and it smells weird. So no to this. When it comes to the eyeshadow palettes, I feel like I was able to make them work, but I just don't think that it should be that difficult to use eyeshadows. I have so many other palettes that are much more pigmented, much easier to work with, much easier to blend and apply, and they're a fraction of the cost. This palette, unfortunately, just did not work for me. If I'm going to have to apply eyeshadows with my finger, I would much rather have a ColourPop shadow that I know is going to be really beautiful and bright and pigmented, and unfortunately, it just didn't work for me. It was just a fail. Maybe this is somebody's like all-time favorite eyeshadow palette, but it's definitely not mine. Lastly, the lipstick. I think this is a pretty gimmicky product. I'm not a fan of this packaging. While it is really cool to have this like style of packaging, I don't know. It's big, it's bulky, it's not something that I want to carry around, and it just didn't do much for me. Guys, I hate not liking everything in a first impression video. Usually there's something that turns out well for me. Okay guys, here's the deal. Any of you who have watched my previous videos and have been around on my channel for a while, you know that I really am not into making negative videos. I don't do things like rants or anti-hauls or disappointing products videos. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against those kind of videos. I really like to watch them and I appreciate that people make them. It just doesn't feel like my style. And this, unfortunately, is kind of a fail video. Typically, if I try a product and I don't like it, I just don't speak about it unless someone asks me directly about that product, and then of course I'll give my honest opinion, but I prefer just to leave out products that I don't enjoy instead of making videos about not liking them. But in this case, I feel like these are such expensive makeup items. I got the opportunity to try them for the purpose of reviewing them, and if I can save my friends some money not dropping $65 on an eyeshadow palette that doesn't have any pigmentation, then I'm definitely gonna do that. If you've tried any of these products or if they're on your wish list, leave a comment, let me know. Are any of these things your favorites, something that worked for you? I always love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment and let us know. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. That was so awkward. This is what happens when you don't film in a couple days. You're just like the most awkward. That was the least attractive face I could have made just now. Already getting everything dirty. Classic. However, it does say it's a matte finish, so like fancy Givenchy sponge tip applicators. I don't know what that's all about. Sorry, got distracted by Instagram, story of my life. Questionable. Beauty blogger life. Just stained with swatches constantly. It's a good way to live. This powder is so fragrant. It's not my favorite. These eyeshadows kind of suck so far. How pissed would you be if you just shelled out all this money? I don't even want to put these on my eyes because I have to film more today. Damn it.